Well, howdy everybody. My name is Cooter Pickleberry. This is FloridaMan Cooking. Tonight we are making some fajitas on the Blackstone grill. It's been sitting down in the dirt pile of a yard I have, amongst the weeds and trash. And I moved it up here to the third floor of the house balcony. So hopefully I don't burn the house down. It looks pretty good stuff, man. We've made these a lot, and everybody always likes them. So these are just chicken fajitas tonight. We'll probably do a beef one some other day. Pretty easy stuff. Welcome aboard. Thanks for joining us. All right, so we're going to start by spicification in this thing. We need a little marinade. Most saltwater hillbilly recipes call for a marinade or dry rub. This is going to be a marinade, so we put a bunch of spice in. Description will have the recipe below. Stir that up real good, get everything spread out. A little bit of oil. Usually I use about 2 tablespoons of oil on something like this, but I only had a half tablespoon with me. I lost my full tablespoon, I think, in a bar fight or something. I'm not sure where it went. Cut up a lemon, squeeze half that in there. That's part of the liquid. Boils the rest. And then it got a little bit sticky, so I added just a little bit of water to it. You don't want to do too much lime. Too much lime in there, it gets a little bit, a little tart. So a little bit of water in, and a tablespoon or 2. Got some chicken breasts. Just slice those open. I'm just going to cut these into thin strips. Cooks pretty quick when it's a thin strip. You go the other way. I did kind of with the grain. You go against the grain, that'd be fine. If you got any big fat chunks, you might want to cut those off. You might not. Depends if you like fat breasts, I guess. And you stuff that in a Ziploc. And then the easiest way I find to marinate little amounts like this is just stick it in a Ziploc, put the stuff in, and just give it a good squeeze like it's prom night. Seal it up, try to get the air out, just makes it all easier. And just give it a little jingle jangle, mix it all up. And then we got to get the veggies. We're going to use a couple different peppers, red and yellow. Slice those up nice and thin. They cook very quickly as well on a hot griddle. So we're just making thin strips. Then we're taking onion and cut it up. We're not going to dice it. We're going to leave some big strips. Peel the paper off, just give it a slice. It'll all fall apart once you start cooking it. There's the griddle. I'm not sure why it looks spotty in the video. It didn't seem to be that way when I was doing it in person. But it just did move up from a dirt pile, so you never know. I cleaned it up, of course, with some water and paper towels and all that stuff. Squirt a little bit of oil on it. I use avocado oil because it handles the heat real well. Then once you squirt a little bit on, just spread that out, man. Grab your spatula and just kind of run it back and forth and get it a nice thin coat. It's pretty non-stick if you do it this way. These things are great for certain applications. I don't generally cook steaks on them too often unless I sous vide it first, but for stuff like fajitas and breakfast and all that kind of stuff, they're great. I do like the grill. Plus, it's kind of fun. It's big, So here comes the chicken breast. You get a nice sizzle out of that. Just throw that on, spread it around a little bit. You want to you can't leave a big clump of it like that. You got to separate them a little bit so every little piece gets some sear. So that takes a couple minutes, Spread them around. Then I'm going to cook 3-4 minutes aside. This whole cook is very quick. The marinade takes, 5 minutes. The cook takes, maybe, 7-8 minutes. And you're done. And it already smells great. Fajitas are kind of big on the cumin taste. And, cumin hits it twice in the chili powder that we use, as well as just using raw cumin. And then we're going to go ahead on that same spread out oil and dump the veggies on. I kind of keep them separate because they cook at different temperatures or at different speeds, so I don't really want to have them mingling together yet. So we're going to run a segregated grill for now. But in a few minutes, we'll let them all join up. Now in the meantime, there's a 450 degree oven in the house. It's got a cast iron skillet, and if you want that sizzle you get in a restaurant, you gotta have a hot pan for it. So this all gets plated on a 450 degree cast iron skillet, and you get that sizzle and that show. I don't have the fancy little individual cast iron dishes on a wood plate kind of thing. I probably never will, because it works good just putting them in a big old frying pan that's made out of cast iron. Spread those around a little bit. Same kind of thing. You want every little bit to get some temp on it. Take a little look here. Not quite ready to flip, so we'll put that back. And have a little bit of, prison grape juice. It's Friday, it's been a long week. We get all those things flipped over. You can't leave them too long on one side. You're going to burn one side and have the other side raw. So just flip them around a little bit. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just kind of get in there and give them a flip. Kind of looks like I want it perfect here because I'm taking a lot of time doing it, but it really isn't a big deal. And then the same thing with the veggies. Just give them a flip. They're so pretty, those red and yellow. You could use green peppers too and yellow onion, but I just think this color combination looks really good. So we're going to grab the temperature prison shank and stab some of the yard lady pieces and see what we get. We're not quite there. We're looking for, it's chicken breasts, not chicken thighs, so you can't take it up to 200 or anything, but I don't like it pink. I like it, not dried out, because the marinade's going to keep some moisture in it, but I think, 160 is a pretty good temp for me on chicken. A little more prison grape juice. It's January. I live in Central Florida on the West Coast. It's supposed to get up to 80 something tomorrow, so it's pretty good compared to what's happening up in Minnesota and such, where it's going to be 20 below zero. So kind of enjoying still wearing shorts even though I put a thick shirt on. Probably 60 something right now. So we're going to go ahead and stab them again. And it looks like the veggies are done. They're going to go to the cold side. That griddle, I've got the right side of it off. It's just getting, it's one big piece of rolled steel, so it's going to transfer heat, but there's no heat on the meat right now or on the veg. Good, that'll clean off some water. That'll take up any of the cumin flavor, any of that stuff. And we just push that into the little back channel that runs into the drain. Give the griddle a kind of a quick clean. It's not a real big clean. We'll take that 450 degree cast iron skillet out of the oven, set it right on the griddle where it's still warm, so it's retaining some heat doing this. And so the meat on one side, the veg on the other. That way you can make the heat any way you want it. Pull the whole thing off, throw some tortillas straight on, no oil, no nothing. It's non-stick enough, that's not a problem. They get about, a minute each side, something like that. Just for kind of a golden brown and warm. Wrap those in tin foil. That's what it looks like, man. Pretty good stuff. There it is on the table. And of course you got guacamole and salsa and cheese and sour cream and pico de gallo and anything else you want out. Kind of how it looks. Well, I guess that'll about wrap it up. Things got a little confused tonight. My wife worked late. Cooter Jr. is learning how to do wheelies on an e-bike, so we had to go spend some time doing that. And I forgot to take a picture or video of us eating it. It was really good, man. You got to try it. Thanks for joining us. God bless y'all. Hope to see you again soon. Take care. Have a good day.